Here's a look at the packaging for Transformers War for Cybertron. This is the Xbox 360 version, and for such an incredible video game featuring Generation 1 style Transformers fighting on Cybertron, this gets an extremely bland packaging design. It's Optimus Prime maybe shooting something, and there's Decepticon. You know what? It's bright and light and airy, which is a complete opposite of the game. Like, if we compare the Transformers War for Cybertron packaging to some other Transformers packaging, here's Transformers the movie, 20th anniversary edition. You got Optimus Prime, Dinobots, and it's just really cool, and this makes me want to watch Transformers. Here's the Season 1 box set of the TV show. You open that up, you have Megatron, you have Optimus Prime. Looks really cool. If you're going to do another printing or another run of Transformers War for Cybertron, I have two other suggestions I think that would improve the design of the game, because this does not accurately reflect the game, because the game is awesome. What you need to do is have the same type font and everything, and then just have RC from Transformers the movie. She's in the game too. RC.
Cybertron, our home. For generations it has been a peaceful world, until pride and a lust for power divided us. Now we fight enemies who were once our brothers.
Transformers, robots in disguise. I heard that a lot growing up, but was never really interested in the franchise. It all began with a toy line in the 80s that spawned shows, films, and games. I first gained interest in the franchise when I saw clips of Transformers War for Cybertron, a game about giant robots running around shooting each other and transforming into different vehicles and aircraft. What's not to like? Developed by High Moon Studios and published by Activision, Transformers War for Cybertron was released for PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 in June 2010. I've been itching to play it for a while. Jeremy and I were looking for some LAN games to play, and we initially thought War for Cybertron supported LAN and discovered it doesn't. But we decided to play it anyway, specifically the PC version. We did download and use a modified configuration file which is supposed to improve graphical and audio fidelity. We put a link to it in the description below. In addition to playing through the story mode cooperatively, I also played through it solo. I'm glad I nabbed this on Steam when I did, because the Transformers games were eventually pulled from digital storefronts. So let's take a look at Transformers War for Cybertron and see if it's as awesome as it looks.
Hold your course! Starscream wouldn't fight with such desperation if the legends weren't true!
The story is set on the planet Cybertron, and there's two campaigns. One that revolves around the Decepticons, and the other around the Autobots. Megatron wants to return the planet to his idea of the Golden Age, and uses Dark Energon to corrupt life on the planet. In search of a key to enter the planet's core, the Decepticons launch a full-scale assault on the Autobot city of Iacon. The High Council informs Optimus of Megatron's activity, and sends him on a mission to remove Dark Energon from the planet's core. The plot isn't bad, and you'll get to play as iconic Transformers like Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream, Ironhide, and several others. The voice acting is often awesome and campy, with performances by Nolan North, Troy Baker, Steve Bloom, and Peter Cullen reprises his role as Optimus.
Take out those sentries!
The campaigns can be played solo, or 3 players can team up online with an option to enable competitive scoring. The campaigns come with multiple chapters, and before each one you can select one of multiple characters that can utilize different abilities. For the most part, they all play pretty much the same, and abilities will have a cooldown period, or they can be activated after acquiring enough Energon shards, which are dropped by fallen enemies. Each character can run around, jump, perform a double jump, carry 2 weapons, 3 grenades, and use their melee weapons to attack enemies and break objects. They can transform into a vehicle, tank, or jet at will, and have multiple health bars that will recharge individually as long as they're not fully drained. You can restore all of your health by collecting the Energon cubes found throughout the environments, and when playing with friends you can revive any fallen teammates. There's 3 difficulty modes, and checkpoints are frequent, so dying usually doesn't set you back too far. In vehicle, tank, or jet form you'll have different weapons and abilities, you can boost for more speed, and vehicles can jump. War for Cybertron plays like a typical modern third-person shooter, except there's no cover system. Each chapter has multiple objectives for you to complete. You'll have to go from point A to B, interact with things, and in some chapters you'll have to defend things, but there's always going to be enemies to shoot. This is a very action-packed game, complete with plenty of firepower, projectiles flying every which way, and tons of explosions. Weapons and grenades can be found in the environments along with ammo, overshields, and energon cubes. Most of the weapons feel satisfying to shoot, and the game places plenty of them in the environment, so there's always an opportunity to try something new. This includes the weapon emplacements that can be used and even detached to gun down multiple enemies and or bring down the tough ones quickly. And when you're low on ammo, you can always rely on your melee weapon to destroy foes.
Quickly, Autobots! Take their weapons!
Whether you're playing with friends or solo, you'll always have two teammates accompanying you. The friendly AI is okay, they can sometimes get in your way, and you will be doing most of the work. In both campaigns, you basically fight the same enemies, except they're different colors. With that said, the gameplay can feel repetitive at times, but the action is so much fun that it's hard to care.
Just giving the finger, surrounded by fire. That would sell games. And if that doesn't work, then you put a real Sharkticon on the actual game itself and sell it like this. Be the first packaging with a real transformer on the front of it. See him? That's the Sharkticon. He opened his arms up in here. He's got these guys slide up, and he slide his little fists out here, fists of fury. Of course, these are like 20 years old now. Pull his feet out. Transformers. War for Cybertron.